testimoni don't take the candy lah.
Once again, a very warm welcome to the Battleship Island Singapore Press Conference. 各位朋友，下午好，欢迎大家来到韩国电影军舰岛的记者会，我是丽怡。My name is Lee and I'll be your MC for this afternoon. And today, I guess all of us here were gathered and we are really excited because we have the three main male leads from the movie joining us today, as well as the director himself. 那今天我想大家在现场应该都是还蛮兴奋的但是看到大家其实都很矜持的坐着，不用矜持了可以放松一下可以放松一下，表情不用这么紧绷如果想尖叫的话，尖叫OK 的要先叫一下吗？不理Thank you. The single person for me and the rest for our actors and our director, of course. And today we have our actors, veteran actor, also award-winning Mr. Hwang Jong-min, as well as very versatile, reputable actor Mr. Sojisub, and the heartthrob, the most popular Mr. Song Joong-gi, as well as director award-winning Mr. Liu Seung-wan, joining us today here at the Battleship Island Singapore Press Conference. This movie actually is quite a dark movie. It's set in World War II and depicts the life of Korean laborers who were forced to work under extremely harsh conditions. That actually sets as a backdrop for their dramatic escape towards the end of the movie. 那其实这一部电影呢，跟大家报告一下，在韩 国7月26号上映的时候呢，就已经是呢突破了在韩国的票房纪录，因为入场观赏电影的人次呢就已经是超过100万。那今天在现场呢，除了很热闹，看到很多熟悉的媒体朋友之外呢，我们在官方的平台上面也有 Facebook Live， 所以让无法来到现场的朋友呢，也可以通过 Facebook Live 呢，现场呢感受到我们这边的这个热闹的氛围的。And this is the first time the Battleship Island is actually promoting outside of Korea. So I guess Singapore, all of us are really lucky to be the first stop for the overseas movie promotion for the Battleship Island. And besides the press conference today, the director and cast will be meeting the fans at the one and only public appearance, which is the meet and greet event later on at Suntec City, and also the gala premiere at Sands Theatre tonight, and that will conclude their promotional tour here in Singapore. Well, this entire Star Tour would not have been possible without a lot of partners and friends, so I would like to thank them. The entire Battleship Island Star Tour is proudly presented by TVN Movies, official pay TV channel Hub eCity, and also supporting TV partner TVN. The movie is co-distributed by Global Films and Golden Village Pictures in association with King Kong Media Productions, the number 8 yacht in Singapore. The movie sneaks from 11 to 13 of August and opens on the 17th of August in Singapore. Once again, a very gentle reminder to all our media friends, later during the press conference, please kindly remain in your seats. Do not move around in the room, in the function room, because we will be arranging for a photo opportunity to capture both individual and group photos of the cast and director during the designated photography session at the end of the press conference. 那再一次的温馨提醒，就是呢，在整个记者会进行的，当然呢，请所有的媒体朋友们呢，继续的留在座位，不要站起来，也不要四处的走动，因为在记者会结束之前呢，将会安排这个机会让大家可以拍照，会安排演员就是个别的上台，还有呢这个团体的照片的这个拍摄的机会，所以呢，大家可以继续的留在座位上，谢谢大家的配合。And before we welcome our actors, before I hear all of you go screaming, will you? Yes, no? Alright, before we welcome the actors, the directors on stage, let us invite our co-distributor of the Battleship Island in Singapore, the boss himself, Mr. Lim Tik, Managing Director of Global Films, to say a few words. On stage? Yes? We would like to thank Mr. Lim Tik for making the Star Tour happen.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of my co-distributors, Golden Village and King Kong Media and the number 8 yacht, we welcome you to the press conference for the Battleship Island. We are really honored to be able to invite the artist and the director himself to Singapore for this promotion. And I think I need to thank a lot of people for this. First off, I'd like to thank CJ Entertainment, Ms. Choi Ying and Hawan and the team for arranging for the Star Tour, as well as the 3 management companies for making sure that artists are here in Singapore. Thank you so much. Also, I'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, TVN Movies. Thank you for supporting this movie, and it's been a few months collaborating and supporting Korean movies in Singapore. So thank you so much, TVN, and as well as my official home, Suntec, and also Star, our regular partners. Then also, I would like to thank my entire team because everyone has worked really hard to make this Star Tour happen. My team has averaged work till 12 midnight every night. It's been really tough, and I'm so glad we pulled this off. Last, I would like to thank the director for coming to Singapore. I know many female fans here. Many females here are actually fans of Mr. Song Joong-ki and Mr. Sojisub. But personally, I'm a bigger fan of Mr. Wong Jung-min. Yeah, he's really the top actor, and I'm so honored to have all 3 of them as the director here in Singapore. Thank you.
Because I know a lot of our media friends here are also big fans of Mr. Wong Jung-min. Yes, I see nods from our media friends. 可能想请问一下老板那老板其实之前呢也带过很多韩国电影进新加坡嘛当中就包括非常受欢迎的《釜山行》。那对这一次《军舰岛》这部电影，老板有什么样的期许吗？
其实我们在新加坡是叫厮杀列车啦，然后当然很 近有带过很多不同很成功的韩国电影来到新加坡，不过这一次真的没想到能够把这整个军舰岛的艺人跟导演带来新加坡，还要真的要谢谢一个很重要的伙伴，就是我们的 Marina Bay Sands. I mean, we are really happy to be here at this beautiful location, and I think 这个东西我们真的结合了很多方面的支持才做得到，所以我们也对这部电影的期待非常大。我们希望可以在新马两地都做得很好的票房。
Well, I think definitely with the support from all our media friends and our fans, a big hand for Mr. Lim Tae. He has been working very hard as well. Because I saw him posting on social media this morning at like 1 a.m. So he has been working very hard himself. And now the moment all of you have been waiting for, 不要再矜持了，各位，给请自由。Okay, please, the biggest round of applause for our cast, main cast and director of the Battleship Island. Please put your hands together to welcome director Mr. Liu Seung-wan. And also Mr. Hwang Hyun-min, Mr. Sojisub, Mr. Sojisub. We would like to welcome our musical translator, Song-min, on stage. 앉으세요. 안녕하세요. 싱가포르에 오신 것을 환영합니다. Okay, so welcome to Singapore, and it's their first overseas stop for the movie, the Battleship Island promotion. And we being the first stop, we're very curious, how are the main cast and the director feeling about this?
네, 영화 군함도의 그 해외 첫 프로모션 투어로 싱가포르에 오시게 됐는데요. 소감이 어떠신지 드릴게요.
네, 이제 우선 안녕하세요, 승민입니다. 감사드리고요. 다음 주에 개봉이라고 들었는데 싱가포르 관객분들은 어떻게 영화에 대해서 많이 보실지 굉장히 궁금해하고 있는 것 같아요.
Yes, we're very happy to be back in Singapore again. I heard that the movie is going to be released in Singapore next week. I'm very curious to find out how the audience will react and find the movie.
And actually this movie, is very difficult, very challenging to make. So just wondering, why has the director chosen such a genre, and what actually is his motivation for making the movie?
굉장히 감동깊게 작품들이었습니다. 굉장히 촬영과 그 제작 기간이 또 길었고 힘든 점도 많았던 그런 고된 작업이라고 들었는데요. 이 군함도라는 그 소재를 모티브로 영화를 제작하는 계기에 대해서 말씀해 주시죠.
군함도를 처음 제가 접하게 된 것은 2013년 봄이었습니다. 그때 유네스코 세계문화유산으로 등재하는 추진 움직임이 있을 때 현장의 사진을 봤어요. 군함도라는 공간이 주는 그 이미지에 일단 영화를 만드는 창작자로서 굉장히 많은 상상력으로 움직이게 되었습니다. 그런데 그 섬을 둘러싼 역사적 사실을 알게 되고 나서 이것을 꼭 영화로 만들어야 되겠다라는 생각이 들었고, 영화를 만드는 과정에서 실제 역사의 그 피해자였던 남겨진 조선인들을 떠올리면 저희가 아무리 힘들어도 힘들다는 생각을 감히 할 수가 없었습니다.
So the movie, the making of this film all began with a picture of the Battleship Island that we saw back in 2013. It was so overwhelming, and the image was so powerful that, and when he found out the historical account behind, the background behind the island, he was really moved to bring the story to the audience, to the public. So yes, definitely there were a lot of challenges along the way, the journey, but when you think about the suffering and the atrocities that took place within the island, the challenge they went through is actually nothing to that.
Well, actually, this part of history has actually came alive on the big screen because of the acting of our wonderful actors. And Mr. Hwang Hyun-min for himself is actually not the first time working with our director. So how did he feel working with the director?
황준 씨 같은 경우는 류 감독님이랑 작품을 하신 게 첫 번째가 아니시잖아요. 다시 이렇게 같이 작업을 하게 되신 소감이 어떠신지? first of all, director Yu doesn't recast a lot of actors in his new movie, so he's extremely blessed and very, very thankful that he has casted him in his new latest film, and really honored to be able to tell this part of his history to the public.
And beside Mr. Hwang Jong-min, we have Mr. Sojisub, a very charismatic actor. And in the movie, he actually played the role of a gangster with a lot of action scenes. So I'm just wondering, did he actually got injured?
소지섭 씨는 평소에도 굉장히 카리스마 넘치는 배우로 유명하신데 이번 영화에서도 굉장히 감동 높은 액션씬이 많았잖아요. 혹시 중간에 부상은 없으셨는지?
특별히 큰 부상은 없었고요. 자잘한 상황 정도 있었는데 촬영 전에 한 달간 정도 연습을 하고 들어가서 막상 촬영할 때는 큰 부상 없이 촬영을 잘 마쳤습니다.
There was a lot of preparation put into filming those action scenes, and in fact, he took about 1.5 months preparing really to every detail of every scene. So there wasn't any major injuries during the filming.
Well, thank goodness for that. And another question for the director. This movie actually is a rather, heavy genre to begin with. So how is it like at the filming set? Who is the happy pill in the filming set that actually encourages everybody on?
영화의 소재가 다소 좀 무거울 수 있는 그런 스토리인데 그 세트장에서 뭔가 해피 바이러스 같은 존재가 있었다면 누가 있었을까요?
Would you like to vote?
저는 토이로 나오는 수환 씨가 아영 나오는 친구인데 그 친구가 현장에 나오면 정말 말씀하신 대로 해피바이러스 때문에 모든 사람들이 웃게 만드는 힘이 있더라고요. 너무 좋았어요.
So the happy heel on set was Kim Soo-won, who played Sohee in the movie. So as a child actress, she has a very bright character, very cheerful. So whenever she appears on the set, she makes everyone laugh.
And of course, Mr. Hwang Jong-min played the role of a father in the movie. So in the movie, we actually saw Mr. Hwang Jong-min, he's really a man of many talents because he plays the clarinet, he dances, he sings, and he spoke really good Japanese. So how has he prepared for the character in the movie?
황정민 씨 같은 경우는 영화에서 굉장히 많은 것을 보여주셨는데 클라리넷을 연주하신다든지 아니면 그리고 또 일본어도 구사를 하셨고요. 어떻게 이런 것들을 준비를 하셨어요?
클라리넷은 제가 취미로 하고 있는 악기고요. 그래서 그렇게 어렵지는 않았고 일본말 같은 경우는 전혀 제가 일본말을 못하는 사람이라 일단 그냥 무조건 외웠어요. 아무 생각 없이 외웠어요. 그래서 굉장히 좀 어려워요. 네, 그렇게 준비했습니다. 일단 무조건 외웠어요.
As for clarinet, that instrument is something he has been playing for years. So that's something he played even before he was casted for this movie. And for Japanese language, that's something he memorized without question. So all the Japanese lines that he spoke in the movie, he memorized them all.
My God, 정말 대단해요.
정말 잘하시네요.
Really lovely. Okay, yeah, so really impressive that he actually memorized it without knowing the language. And for Mr. Song Joong-ki, in the movie, he actually plays the role of a soldier again. So how did it feel like? Because in the drama, Descendants of the Sun, it was so well loved by fans all over the world, and it's the same role as a soldier again in the movie. So how did you feel about that?
송중기 씨 같은 경우에는 그 드라마 태양의 후예에서 군인 역할로 굉장히 많은 사랑을 받으셨잖아요. 근데 이번 군함도에서도 또 군인의 모습을 보여주셨는데 어떠셨어요? 비슷한 역할을 하신 거에 대해.
네, 저는 실제 군대에 갔다 온 것까지 합치면 지금 5년 동안 군인으로 살고 있는 것 같은데요. 저는 개인적으로 많이 끌린 건 사실인 것 같아요. 실제 군대를 다녀와서 그런지 그래서 끌렸던 건 사실인 것 같고요. 많이 그런 부분에 주목해 주시는데 오히려 저는 많이 끌렸기 때문에 더 연기하기는 뭔가 마음가짐도 편했고요. 그리고 그런 것들이 이어져서 마음가짐들이 계속 제가 진짜 군대를 간다고 그러는데 네, 그런 거 편했던 건 있는 거예요.
So in the movie, he played the soldier, a special agent that was dispatched by Korean Liberation Army. And if you count the number of years I served in national service in Korea, as well as playing the role of soldier in Descendants of the Sun, and also this Battleship Island role, I've been living a life of soldier for about 5 years now. And yes, so it has become something natural to me, you know, like it has grown in me, and I had a short hair after serving the national service, so I could just comfortably immerse myself into the role.
And because he's actually acting alongside with big brothers, you know, as the maknae, the youngest among them, did you feel like any pressure during filming?
김수환 씨를 제외하고는 배우 주연 배우분들 중에서 가장 막내이신데 거기에서 오는 좀 부담감은 없으셨는지?
아, 부담감은 전혀 없었고요. 오히려 말씀해주신 것처럼 빅브라더님들이 많으시죠. 그래서 오히려 저는 막내라는 느낌이 있어서 편했고요. 오히려 부담감은 전혀 없었고요. 워낙 잘 챙겨주셔서 거기다가 뭔가 배우들의 밸런스가 잘 맞았던 것 같아요. 아까 말씀해주셨던 김수환 양도 굉장히 해피하면서 해피바이러스였고요. 네, 여러 가지가 그런 것들이 밸런스가 잘 맞았던 것 같아요.
There was no pressure for being the youngest, except for Kim Soo-han, the co-actors, amongst the co-actors. He felt really comfortable being the maknae on the set, and because everyone, you know, all the big brothers took really good care of him and gave him really good advices. And he felt that the chemistry between the actors, amongst the actors, was really well balanced, which also put him at ease when he was on set.
And talking about the movie, one of the memorable scenes, personally for me, will be Mr. Sojisub at the public bath. I'm sure a lot of our media friends remember that scene. You know, the public bath fight scene was really an intense, you know, part of the film. And we see that Mr. Sojisub actually bared his all. He has really nothing on except for his underwear, I guess. So, in that scene, how has the preparation actually, been done for us filming that scene?
소지섭 씨 같은 경우에는 그 굉장히 인상 깊게 본 장면 중 하나가 목욕탕 결투신인데요. 정말 그 훈훈씨 하나만 걸치시고 액션 연기를 선보여 주셨는데 어떻게 그 씬을 준비하셨어요?
아까 말씀하신 대로 그 액션을 준비를 한 달 반 정도 했거든요. 특히나 그 목욕탕 액션씬이 군함에서 나오는 첫 번째 좀 액션이라 그런 전체 전 색깔을 보여줄 수 있는 씬이라 감독님이랑 저랑 좀 의미를 두고 좀 많이 공원들을 찍었거든요. 근데 화면을 잘 주셔준 것 같습니다.
So as mentioned earlier, really took him a lot of training and preparation time to film that scene. And because it was actually the very first real action scene in the movie, so a lot of emphasis was placed into reenacting the real fight, the scene inside the movie. So we spent a lot of time together with the director preparing for this scene.
So were there a lot of NGs in the course of filming?
그럼 중간에 NG가 혹시 많았는지?
특별히 지났던 건 없는 것 같아요.
Not in any particular way.
Wow, really, that's you know, a great actor is always well prepared, and actually we saw from some of the clips, the making of, that he actually memorized all the action sequence before filming. Yeah, so that's really very, very professional. And Mr. Hwang Jung-min actually in the movie, he's very experienced. You know. The fact that he took up this project, would he say that this movie is the toughest for him so far?
황정민 씨 같은 경우는 지금까지 굉장히 다양한 역할을 해오셨잖아요. 근데 군함도 그 기존에 연기하셨던 작품들과 비교했을 때 지금 이 군함도라는 작품이 연기하기에 특별히 좀 힘든 점이 있으셨나요?
그렇죠. 다른 작업에 대해서는 굉장히 힘든 부분이 있었어요. 그러니까 어쨌든 공간이 주는 군함도라는 그 공간이 주는 어떤 척박한 그 안에서 한 인간 인간 군상을 살아나가야 어떻게 하면은 그 삶을 잘 살아나가야 됩니다라는 것들이 가능하고 그 다음에 저만 살아가야 되는 게 아니라 제 딸 아이가 있잖아요. 근데 그 딸 아이가 어떻게 상황에 처해져 있는 것도 제가 너무 잘 알고 있으니까 그 아이를 어떻게 보살피면서 특히나 이 아이가 이 말도 안 되는 장소에서 숨을 쉬고 살아나갈 수 있게끔 해주는 것. 그러니까 저는 이제 두 가지 어쨌든 고민을 했던 거죠. 또 하나는 아무튼 그렇습니다. 예. 짧게 챙겨야지. 기회 시간.
So two concerns as he filmed this movie. The first was about, there was a sense of fear because the set was so real and so massive, and it really reenacted the Battleship Island many years ago. So there was the sense of fear that, which was very overwhelming, that he got when he first set foot onto the set. And also the story is about survival, about surviving and escaping from the island as a captive laborer. And inside the movie, he plays a role as a father of a daughter. So he has a young daughter to protect and to escape together with. At the same time, he has to make sure she's well and she's well taken care of. So there are a lot of deep thoughts that were placed into this movie in these two aspects.
And a question for the director. Actually, I'm very curious. The last scene of the movie is actually on Sohee. The last scene is a close-up of her looking afar. Yeah. So I'm just wondering why, is that arrangement? Why that arrangement has been made, to end the movie in that way?
영화의 엔딩이 소희 양의 김소연 양의 얼굴 클로즈업으로 끝나거든요. 그 엔딩이 준 어떤 특별한 메시지라든지 상징이 있나요?
이 영화를 보시게 되면 지금 질문하신 사회자분께서 말씀하신 그 마지막 장면에 스포일러가 돼서 다 밝히지 못하지만 이 조선인들이 탈출에 성공하고 나서 굉장히 큰 현대사의 전환점을 목격하게 되는 장면이 있습니다. 그 장면이 앞서까지 컬러 화면으로 진행이 되다가 흑백으로 바뀌어요. 그러니까 마치 이 모든 것이 과거의 역사인 것처럼 변하지만, 그리고 우리는 그것이 과거라고 생각을 하지만 그것을 목격하는 사람이 앞으로 살 날이 더 많은, 그러니까 미래가 더 중요한 한 소녀가 그 모습을 바라보고 있는 얼굴로 끝내고 싶었습니다. 그리고 그 소녀의 눈동자가 관객들과 마주치게 하고 싶었어요. 그 소녀의 모습은 지금 영화를 보고 있는 우리가 된 것일지도 모르기 때문에, 그래서 이 영화가 그저 과거의 소재를 다룬 것이 아니라 여전히 현재형인 역사의 문제라고 생각을 했습니다. 그래서 그 소녀의 얼굴을 생각을 해보자.
I cannot reveal too many as it will be a spoiler for all here, but one of the main, if you watch the movie, the ending especially, the scene make a transition from being in color to black and white, and that also signifies the past and the present and the future even. So the little girl who then went through the atrocities that took place in the island and who survived and escaped the island eventually, she signifies our history, our past. At the same time, she also directs us to our future. So she also exemplifies the future of us. And as she stares into the audience, into the camera, I really wanted her eyes to meet the audiences, because I felt that I wanted the audience to feel, to be placed in a situation where put yourself into the shoes of the character, and from the past, by looking back in the past, think of where you should be going in the future.
Well, I think it's a very meaningful way to end the movie, and I'm sure a lot of you are looking forward to catch the movie, those who have the tickets to the gala premiere tonight. One question for all our lead actors as well as the director. Can they describe what is the most memorable scene to them for the movie?
배우분과 감독님 각각 가장 기억에 남는 씬에 대해서 말씀해 주시죠.
사랑하는 장면이 가장 압권이었고 정말 또 많은 거기에 애들이 있지만 뭔가 또 굉장히 슬픈 장면이기도 하고요. 여러 가지로 저는 탈출씬이 가장 기억에 남는 것 같아요.
So for me, it will be the mass escape sequence towards the end of the movie, because not just because of the vast image or the cinematography, but also because of the sadness, and it really depicts the suffering and a lot of hardship that the captive laborers went through in the island.
저는 이 영화를 만든 감독으로서 이 영화를 보신 관객분들 그리고 앞으로 보실 관객분들이 가장 기억에 남는 장면이 바로 제가 가장 좋아하는 장면입니다.
My favorite scene would be very much aligned with your favorite scene. I cannot pick just one, so whatever after every audience watches the movie, if you have, I'm sure you will have your own favorite scene from the movie, so that will be my favorite scene as well.
Well, I'm sure the director is looking forward as well to hear feedback from the overseas fans. Yeah, can we hear from Mr. Hong Jong-min, please?
저는 말씀 잘하시네요. 저 딸아이랑 고무줄 놀이 하는 게 있어요. 예, 그래서 그 아이를 이제 비행기 태우시 번쩍 드는 장면이 있는데, 저는 촬영하면서 그 장면이 제일 기억이 남아요. 그러니까 진짜 그게 우리 고향 동네에서 그 아이를 번쩍 드는 듯한 느낌이었었어요. 그 말도 안 되는 그 장소에서 들었지만 그 순간만큼은 조국의 땅에서 그냥 이렇게 아빠와 딸이 노는 어떤 느낌이어서 그 장면이 제일 기억이 남아요.
So my most memorable scene would be the scene where the character Kang-ok plays with the daughter using the rubber band, the long rubber band string, and he also, as they sing and play with the rubber band string, he holds her up high into the air, and that scene really touched me because within the island, the environment itself is extremely harsh, outrageously harsh. And yet, that scene reminded me of fathers and daughters, playing back in their hometown. So it brings him memories. So it was a very, very touching scene to him.
Finally, Mr. Sojisub?
저는 영화에서 제일 좋아하는 이제 컷으로 따지면 마지막 소희의 얼굴 끝나잖아요. 그거를 가장 좋아하는데 이유가 그 얼굴에 그 아픔과 슬픔과 희망과 그리고 과거와 현재, 미래가 다 있는 것 같아서 개인적으로 그 컷을 제일 좋아합니다.
My favorite scene would be the ending, where the camera zooms into the character Sohee, because I feel that face, that particular expression on the little girl's face really expresses the pain, the suffering she went through, hardships, as well as hope, and also the past and the present.
One last question from me before we open up to the floor. Okay, the last question, since the movie is about escaping from the Battleship Island amongst the three of you, just curious, or the four of you, who has the best survival skills?
네, 이 영화의 어떤 테마 중에 하나가 서바이벌, 생존이잖아요. 근데 이 네 분 중에서 가장 생존 본능이 강한 분, 아니면 서바이벌 스킬이 강하신 분을 꼽자면 어떤 분이실까요?
아무래도 제일 나이가 어린 준비 시간이니까 군대에 갔다 온 지 얼마 안 됐어요.
제가 아직 제일 젊어서 어떻게든 살아남으려고 하는 정신을 제가 제일 큰 것 같아요.
저희는 좀 많이 움직이면 아파요. 그래서
제가 맞는 것 같습니다.
Okay, I'll do one by one. Okay, so Mr. Sojisub mentioned that feels Song Joong-ki is probably the best, has the best survival skill, probably because he's the youngest, and it's not too far ago he has served his national service, so I'm sure the skills and the memories of the trainings are still fresh in him. For Mr. Song Joong-ki, he agrees and he feels the same because he's the youngest. And Mr. Hwang Jung mentioned that for the rest of them, except Mr. Song Joong-ki, well, you know, a big movement or a very aggressive movement can cause pain in them.
So it's best to stay put. Alright, thank you so much for answering my questions, and now it's over to our media friends. Now the time is open to our media friends here to ask questions. Yes, Tina.
I'm Tina from UK. Welcome to Singapore, and Song Joong-ki mentioned that he played the soldier for 5 years. For Singapore fans, we have been waiting for you for 5 years since 2012's family as well. So, my question is, you played characters at different stages in your life in the movie. For example, Mr. Hwang, you play a brave and timid father. Mr. Sojisub, you play a powerful gangster, and Mr. Song Joong-ki, you played a patriotic soldier. So for the three of you, what stage of your life are you in now, and what stage are you looking forward to?
지금 그 영화 내에서는 각각 맡은 배역들이 소지섭 씨 같은 경우에는 굉장히 좀 과격하기도 하고 파워풀한 그런 갱스터 역할을 맡으셨고, 그리고 홍정민 씨는 그 아빠, 딸을 따라시켜야 되는 아빠의 모습을 나타내셨고요. 그리고 송중기 씨 같은 경우에는 그 군인을 역할을 맡으셨는데, 어떻게 보면은 그 본인의 인생에서 자기가 현재 맡을 수 있는 그런 역할을 잘 소화하신 것 같은데, 이 영화를 찍고 나서 어떻게 느끼세요? 그러니까 본인이 지금 그 본인의 인생에서 어떤 스테이지에 와 있는 느낌을 받으시나요?
어떤 스테이지라는 건 잘 모르겠고요. 나중에 좀 세월이 지나면 이 군함도를 찍은 저의 자신을 바라봤을 때 어떤 의미가 될지는 지금보다는 조금 지난 다음에 조금 판단을 하고 싶어요.
It's a very difficult question indeed. You're asking me what stage I am right now in my life. Very hard to say. I think I can only answer that question after some time has passed, as I look back into the role I played in this particular movie.
저는 개인적으로 저도 그 스테이지라고 말씀해 주시면 딱 정확하게 짚기는 굉장히 어렵지만, 그냥 배우 송중기 그리고 젊은이 송중기라는 친구한테 봤을 때도 제가 평소 갖고 있는 생각과 이제 감독님께서 군함도에서 표현하시려고 했던 여러 가지 느낌들이 제가 평소 갖고 있는 생각과 잘 맞았던 시기였던 것 같아요. 내 나이도 그렇고요, 제가 평소 생각하는 것들도 그렇고 그런 스테이지였던 것 같아요. 저 개인적인 송중기라는 친구한테도. 네.
Again, it's a very challenging question, and I wouldn't be able to answer the question on part of the question on which stage I am at this point in my life. But if you're talking about just like talking from this aspect of the movie alone, then I would say that my values and my thoughts and were very aligned, very much aligned. So the values and my thoughts I had at this point in time when I was working on this movie was very aligned with the directors. So that was the reason why I decided to work on this film.
And Mr. Hwang Jung-min has been in very deep thoughts.
굉장히 지금 고민을 하시고 계시는 표정인데.
아니 너무 심오한 질문을 하셔가지고.
Very challenging question indeed.
그 순간 지금 내가 어느 삶이 어떤 스테이지에 있나라는 그 생각에 조금 뭔가 반성 플러스 하여튼 순간 약간 내 스스로가 조금 창피해지는 듯한 느낌이 드는 건 왜일까라는 생각도 들기도 하면서 막 복잡한 생각이 드는데요. 저는 어쨌든 배우고 직업이 그 다음에 광대고 관객들한테 작품을 보여주고 그 작품을 가지고 관객들하고 소통하는 사람이니까 그게 어릴 때부터 지금까지 계속 작업을 해오면서 늘 그 하나 변함없는 어떤 그 관객을 위해서 내가 이 작품을 선택합니다라고 늘 생각했던 네, 지금 그렇게 잘 해오고 있나라는 생각이 순간 들어서 좀 심오해지고 그리고 얼굴 좀 빨개가지고 늘 심하게 생각하실 텐데 아무튼 그렇습니다. 그러니까 좀더 배워서 잘 살아야겠다는 생각도 드네요. 아무튼 그렇습니다.
I have naturally red face, so yes, some of you may feel that I was really deep in thought, but it's definitely probably because of my natural face color. Well, it was a very challenging question. Because the reason why I say this is because it made me think back about my acting journey, and really made me look back. And somehow, I don't know why, but for some reason, I'm feeling a little embarrassed and ashamed of my journey so far because it's a very complex feeling. Because as an actor, I'm also an entertainer, so I communicate with the audience through the roles I play, the characters I play, and through the movies and productions I work in. And I always try to choose works that I feel I like and I think audience will find entertaining. But that particular question really made me pose another question to myself, questioning me whether I'm doing it right, whether all these decisions that I've been making so far has been a right one.
So Tina, would you like a response from the director himself?
Yes, if you wish.
감독님께도 똑같은 질문 부탁드립니다.
저는 지금 저는 영화를 만드는 것이 제 일이기 때문에 영화를 만들고 나서 뭔가 특별히 지금 내가 어떤 일이나 그런 것보다는 지금 이렇게 다른 외국의 관객분들의 반응을 보고 아직 저는 이 영화가 정리되지 않았어요. 제가 다음 영화를 완성될 때까지는 이 영화의 반응을 계속 보면서 하는 것이기 때문에 그리고 또 다음 영화 준비하고 그런 거겠죠. 특별히 무슨 큰 의미를 두지 않아요.
Again, it's hard to say at which stage of my life I'm at right now, but because I don't try to put too much meaning into all this. I really try to convey the message, diligently convey the message that I want to deliver through my works. And I'm really curious to find out what the response would be from Singapore. And based on the response and along the diverse response that I gathered from Korea and overseas, I will decide on my next work. So I'm also curious to find out what my next path would take.
All right, thank you for that question, Tina. Yes, Yeling.
The question is for director to Mr. Song Joong-ki. So congratulations to your coming wedding, of course. And how do you feel like you're stepping into a new phase of your life? And would you mind co-starring with your wife to be in the future? And would you invite the co-stars on stage to your wedding?
손준희 씨 결혼 축하드리고요. 앞으로 혹시 같은 작품에 그 미래 아내분 송익교 씨와 같이 작품에 또 출연을 하실 그런 의향이 있으신지, 그리고 또 결혼식에 여기 계신 나머지 세 분을 초대하실 건지 질문 드립니다.
우선은 당연히 초대는 당연한 것 같고요. 같이 작업하는 선배님이라고 함께 축하해 주셨다면 더 없는 영광인 것 같고요. 그리고 질문해 주신 대로 말씀을 드리자면 같이 결혼 생활을 하고 함께 하게 되면 작품에서 같이 하기는 쉽지는 않죠. 어렵지 않을까 생각이 들고요. 아무래도 또 일이기 때문에 그 부분은 굉장히 어렵지 않을까 생각하고 있어요.
To answer the second part of the question first. first, yes, of course, he would be honored if the three, the director and the two actors, co-actors here can attend this wedding. He would definitely invite them. Working with Ms. Song Hye-kyo in the future works, that's something he has to give a little more thought, because he feels that it will be challenging, because work is work. So it may be a little tough to work on the same production. But,
Okay, thank you for the question, Yan-Mei. And can we have another question? Honggu, I saw your hand raising just now. Yes?
我是介问华语的，我想知道一下，就是说宋慧乔对于宋仲基在那个《军舰岛》里面的那个演出有什么评价？印象最深刻的是哪一场戏啊？
不好意思，红姑，我们今天就特别针对《军舰岛》这部戏的那个内容，让演员们来作答。
这样我就问一下，
换一道题。
换。OK， 这样子想问一下，宋仲基在这部电影里面做的那个有什么特别的那个军训，就是说特别的那个体能训练，有没有特别危险的场面？
쫑기 씨에게 질문을 드리자면, 지금 영화 군함도에서 촬영하시면서 어떤 촬영 준비하기 위해서 어떤 훈련을 받으셨는지, 그리고 또 특별히 좀 위험했던 그런 씬은 없었는지 질문드립니다.
모든 배우들이 다 위험했던 장면들이 있었고요. 하지만 굉장히 훌륭한 스태프들과 함께해서 더 힘들 수도 있었던 부분을 더 힘들게 했던 건 있는 것 같고요. 그 부분은 온전히 스태프들의 능력 덕분이었던 것 같고. 준비라고 말씀해 주시면 아무래도 모든 배우들이 저뿐만 아니고 특별히 저만 했다기보다는 모든 배우들이 아무래도 살을 조금 빼는 데 집중을 많이 했던 것 같아요. 네, 그거는 그냥 저뿐만이 아니고요. 지섭이 형도 더 그러셨고요. 황정훈 선배님도 그러셨고, 모든 배우들이 또 거기에 나오는 다른 선배님들 다 포함해서 살 빼는데 많이 치중을 했던 것 같아요.
There was no, it wasn't just his own scenes, action scenes that were dangerous. He felt that all the action scenes played by his co-actors, they had their own dangers. But because the Battleship Island movie had great staffs and great crew, so they really, the fact that they had such a wonderful team made a lot of these filming a lot less dangerous. And the hardest thing about this movie to all the stars was probably they had to lose weight to play the roles of captive laborers, because they were in fact very skinny because of malnutrition. So that was one of the toughest things too.
红姑，谢谢你的提问。OK， 好，我们的时间有限，好，那就最后我都已经要站起来了。珍妮。
Because the three stars are all working with each other for the first time.
Because the three stars are all working with each other for the first time, so can each of you share with us what you find most charming about the other two actors as an actor?
세 배우분들 같은 경우에는 지금 같은 작품에서 같이 연기를 하시는 게, 세 명이서 같이 연기를 하시는 게 처음인데, 서로의 매력 포인트가 있다면 어떤 매력이 있을까요?
남자가 남자한테 매력을 느끼라고요?
Are you asking a man to feel charmed by another man?
그건 아니잖아요.
Is this alright?
네, 농담이고요.
배우로서 질문드렸습니다.
농담 대답하지 않잖아요.
Just kidding.
지섭이 같은 경우는 매력이 있습니다. 그러니까 왜냐하면 굉장히 점잖은 친구예요. 그리고
묵직하죠.
네, 묵직함이 있어요. 그러니까 제가 형인데도 불구하고 기대고 싶은 약간 그게 좀 있어요. 괜찮은데? 팔이? 막 이러면서. 아니 그러니까 그런 근사함이 분명히 있어요. 그리고 준기는 가정교육을 참 잘 받았어요. 그러니까 이 형들 사이에 딱 중간에서 이 배려해야 한다고 하는 느낌이
네, 배려도 많고
네.
또 잘생겼고 기본적으로.
그걸 안 같은데. 아무튼 네, 배려나
남자가 봤을 때 정말 매력이 있어요. 그러니까 여자가 봤을 때 얼마나 매력적이었어요.
대답부터 먼저 해드릴게요. So feel that for Sojisub, his actual character is very solid, and yet he is very gentle. He has a gentle side to him. So that concrete, solid character about him makes me feel like he wants to rely on him. You know, he's someone who's very responsible and reliable. Whereas for Mr. Song Joon-gi, feel that he's very considerate, and as he worked on the set with him, on the movie with him, he felt that his parents have raised him really well because he's really well mannered and very considerate. For Mr. Sojisub, he mentioned that he finds Mr. Song Joon-gi, one of the most charming facts about Mr. Song Joon-gi is probably his looks, which can charm both men and women.
그리고 황정민 선배님
같은 경우는 뭐 연기는 저희가 이렇게 뭐 할 수가 없고요. 현장에서 사람으로서 너무나 큰 사람이더라고요. 배우들한테나 스태프들이나 이렇게 하는 거 보면 너무나 큰 사람이더라고요.
빅브라더.
As for Mr. Hwang Jung-min, I felt that he exudes great leadership, and he is a very big person. So in terms of both personality and his capacity as a human and actor.
그리고 후배 배우 입장에서 황정민 선배님을 봤을 때는 아니 지도자는 연기적으로 저희가 뭐 어떻게 감히 말씀드릴 수가 없지만 후배 배우 입장에서 선배님의 현장에서 보는 뭔가 슛 들어갔을 때 연기하실 때 집중력만큼은 정말로 너무나 제 것으로 만들고 싶을 정도로 그 점은 후배 배우 입장에서 무조건 배워야 되는 부분이 아닐까 싶을 정도로 그 집중력은 정말 최고신 것 같아요.
For Mr. Hwang Jung-min, I felt that he has this immense level of concentration when he's working on when he's acting. So that's something he really felt as a junior actor. That's something he really wants to learn going forward from Mr. Hwang Jung-min.
지석이 형 까먹었구나. 죄송합니다. 지섭이 형은 아까 황정민 선배님께서 말씀해 주신 것처럼 정말 형 자체가 굉장히 성격이 묵직하세요. 형이 워낙 말수도 없으시지만 그만큼 행동으로 보여주시는 성격이신 것 같고요. 제가 동생 입장에서 봐도 나도 나중에 형 나이가 되면 이렇게 묵직한 사람이 되고 싶다는 생각이 들 정도로 그렇게 형은 말을 많이 안 하세요. 다 모든 걸 행동으로 보여주는 편인 것 같아서 그런 점이 좀 한국말로 표현하면 뭐라고 할까요? 진국이라고 해야 될까요? 그런 느낌이 드는 형인 것 같아요.
Well, for Mr. Sojisub, I see him as Mr. Hwang Jung-min has mentioned, he has a very concrete, solid character, and very genuine, and a lot of depth to his character. He doesn't talk much, so instead of saying 1,000 words, he shows with action. So I really look up to him in that aspect, and going forward, as when I reach his age, I would aspire to be someone like that, someone with a very solid character.
Well, we thank you to our director and all our actors for their very honest sharing today at the press conference. I'm so sorry that due to the time constraint, we cannot answer every question. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm sure there will be another opportunity. And before the end of the press conference, we will be doing a series of photo sessions as promised. So can we invite the lead actress and director to leave the stage for a while we prepare for the photo taking session?
그래서 기념 촬영하기 직전에 배우
We can see, wow, our media friends are definitely on standby, but a very gentle reminder later when our director and our actors are on stage, please refrain from pushing one another. We are all friends. Do not push one another, okay? Your cooperation is really, really appreciated. Thank you so much. 我知道大家呢很想是占个好位置啊，但是稍后呢，我们的导演也回到台上的时候呢，还是拜托大家就是不要推挤，谢谢大家的配合。Alright, so now let's invite the director, Mr. Liu Sung-wan, to be on stage once again for the individual photo session. And from the left, please.
여기 왼쪽부터 먼저 가겠습니다.
And now center.
중간 봐주시고요.
And towards the right.
Yeah, 오른쪽 가세요.
And can our director please kindly remain on stage?
다른 배우분이 자리해주시면 잠시 무대에 계셔주세요.
And next, can we invite Mr. Hwang Jong-min on stage for the individual photo session? All these are up on stage already. Left, please. And center, please.
Yeah.
And to the right.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Hwang Jong-min. Yeah.
조금씩 무대에 가주실까요?
Alright, and now we can see Mr. Sojisub is up here on stage. And we start from the left.
왼쪽 먼저 가주시기 바랍니다.
And center, we have hearts.
중앙 가주시고요. 하트 한번 날려주세요.
And to the right.
오른쪽 봐주세요.
Hearts by charismatic actor is very welcome.
Inside. Thank you.
So much love from our dear friends. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sojisub. And can we have Mr. Song Joong-ki? The left,
Yes.
start from the left.
왼쪽 먼저 가주시고요.
And now the center.
중앙 가주시고요.
Inside. Yeah.
And finally, the right, please.
마지막으로 오른쪽.
One more inside. Yeah.
다음으로 배우분들 먼저 같이 그룹 촬영하겠습니다.
Now can we have the 3 male lead actors on stage for a group photo? Also, we'll start from the left.
왼쪽 먼저 가주시고요.
Get closer.
배우분들 조금 더 가까이 서주시기 바랍니다.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Closer. Thank you. Very good. Good.
And now right.
오른쪽 봐주세요.
Good. Yeah, yeah, one more time. Good. Good.
Director to join them on stage.
감독님 여기로 모시겠습니다.
Good.
From the left.
왼쪽부터 시작합니다.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go here.
중앙 가주시고요.
Good.
And right.
오른쪽으로 가주시면 됩니다.
And now let's invite the Singapore movie distributors and representative from TV and movies on stage for a final photo with our actors and director. We have Mr. Lindsay, Managing Director of Global Films, Ms. Sarah Cho, CEO, Golden Village, and Mr. Sam Lee, CEO of CJENM Hong Kong, and also Ms. Lee Su Wei, Head Content Business Unit of StarHub TV. Thank you. Once again, thank you to our director, Mr. Yusuf Wan, Mr. Hong Jong-in, and Mr. Sojisub, Mr. Song Joong-ki, for coming to Singapore to promote the Battleship Island movie. And with that, we would like to thank all our media and guests for attending this artist press conference. The movie opens in Singapore on 17 August, and we look forward to your support. 수고하셨습니다. 감사합니다. Once again, thank you all our media friends for attending the press conference today. We appreciate you.